I think it's important for us to talk about one of the challenges that you feel you've battled with for the years. And there's probably elements of this that you still work through, and that is imposter phenomenon. So as a psychologist, the official term is imposter phenomenon. And that is when we really feel that we are potentially not as good as others think that we are. We're going to be exposed. We have self-doubt. And that self-doubt at times can be quite debilitating in terms of our performance and our impact. Talk to me about when imposter phenomenon started to show for you and when you realised that this is what you've been experiencing.
I can't sometimes let go of the people I let down.
Yeah.
Right? And that's my nature. And I can't, and this is why with my tribe, with the people in my circle, I don't let them down.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't matter, even like when it was yesterday morning when I was flying out,
Yeah.
it only realised, because my diary is so curated, I didn't realise that my mastermind call was at the same time I was boarding. And lucky that Tay-Tay was flying in, so they pushed my flight out. But I would have stayed and taken that call all the way through the boarding gate.
Yeah.
And my tribe know that I'm so dedicated to them.
So committed.
And I don't need to, in their eyes, I go over and beyond. To me, I'm just doing my job. It's my service.
Yeah.
And so it's the same thing. So, to me, it's those lessons. It's those moments of trial and tribulation, those moments of agitation. It's what you do with them that counts. Imagine, we wouldn't even be sitting here if I decided, what the original decision I made with Lucy was, okay, well, let's sell the 15 companies, let's take our money and let's move overseas. That's actually what we were planning to do. That's why I sold everything. I got out of my property developments. I got out of, all my other businesses, the tech companies, and I just sat there and went, well, crap, I actually have money. I didn't even realize we'd made the money because I was never doing it to make the money.
No.
And yeah.
But it's interesting, Kristian, because the more and more that I learn about you and our interactions, for you, it's when you tell me about these experiences, the few significant ones that haven't gone so well for you recently, I hear the pain. I see the pain in you. It hurts because that is completely the opposite impact that you want to have and that you know that you can have.
And I think that's why it hurts so much more.
Yeah.
And that's why, the work that we've started doing and the work that we did and the other self-reflective work I've done, but even though you can get it right in one moment, you got to get it right in every moment. Like being a leader, being a responsible leader is a really hard job. And I think this is where I put so much pressure on myself. And so this year, on top of everything else, I've decided to give myself more space.
Goodness.
More time, more space. That's in order to create the freedom block. And and Bronwyn's loving that because she's always been talking to me about time and space. And that's where I'm now diving into. Last year I made a promise to myself to read 52 books, and I got to 53. Being a high achiever, I had to push myself through the last one. Now I didn't read them all; I listened to them.
Yeah.
And this year I'm actually got a new reading list of 6 or 7, but I'm reading back the ones that I know can impact me and help me grow.
Yeah.
So there's this huge element of personal growth that I think every leader needs to have. And that's whether it's doing a program with you or with someone else or just your own. But you've got to have a balance of all of these things because it's very, very hard.
I want to just thank you wholeheartedly for being vulnerable, for opening up. I know it's not been easy, but you know what? You've done it. You've leaned into it with such grace, with such humility. And I really want to thank you for entrusting me in taking you through the process, helping you to just have some of those nuggets of insight and awareness. I know you've done so much self-development previously, but you've wholeheartedly been so open and committed to this process. So I want to thank you deeply. And I'm really honoured to have your trust. It's something I don't take lightly. And I just want you to know that I'm a big fan and very supportive of what you do. And I'm really, really looking forward to seeing your transformation continue?
Simi, I think I accept all of that, but I'm actually the one that's really grateful. What I've learnt on this journey with you, particularly doing the leader mirror immersion, is I came in looking for the 1% and I got more than that. And I think that's why I agreed to come here and do this documentary with you. It's a very surreal experience to be sitting here and having to share some of these things, and I've only been able to share them with you because you have guided me and helped me and convinced me that this is something we need to do. But during this whole process, I didn't think that I could keep learning at the rate that I'm learning, and I've learned more from, I've learned just as much from doing the program as I have sitting on the couch with you today. And that's a real testament, because I learned a lot, but through hanging out with you and being forced to reflect even deeper, and I think that's your magic, that's your skill, and I think I'm the one that's incredibly grateful for the opportunity, and I can't wait to go home and tell my children about the experience that I had, and I can't wait for them to watch, I think a very true representation of their father. And I think that's the magic. So thank you.